Page 238, let us break bread together. I am recording this lesson because I had an error in the first lesson. I got one chord and the music said do a different chord, and okay, fine, we'll try it their way. This is an example of accompanying a soloist. Could be a vocal soloist, but there's no words, so I'm assuming it's an instrumental piece. And because the solo part is the same key signature as the piano, then it must be a concert keyed instrument. If it's another instrument, then the soloist has to transpose it. Yeah. So let's look it over. It's 3 lines long. The piano part are both bass clefs, and that's typical because the soloist is in here. So the piano needs to be away from these as much as possible. So you stay kind of low, or you got to go up here. Either way, you could have done either one. Sounds a little funny, so they went down here. That's fine. You adjust according to what is needed in the music. What sounds the best? Now it's 2 sharps. We're in the key of D major, and it's in cut time, so it's felt in 2, but I could take it in 4 at first so I can get the rhythm, and once I can feel the rhythm, I can feel it in 2. It's the natural accents. In 4/4 time, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Well, in cut time, that's it. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. And the pickup beat here, just the solo part first. The rhythm, I'll leave that up to the soloist, just as long as in the second full measure, the dotted rhythm, the short note comes first. It's 1 and, or 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a. Then the fun part, the piano part. They're giving us the chords, and they're giving us a suggested pattern. So if we just follow that pattern throughout, let's see what we end up with. First full measure, it's a D chord here. We're playing with block chords. Then a G chord, and as far as the root, what note is on the bottom, the left hand's covering that. So the right hand can play any inversion it wants, whatever. So I'm staying in a close position. So it's here, and then a G, and that is root position now because this is the bottom note in it. So that's a root position. This by itself is not, but I have that. Then a D again, then an A7. Well, the name of the chord tells you what the left hand plays, and then we just do the rest in the right hand. 7. Do it here or here, whichever. I'll go here. I kind of keep in mind where the soloist is. I don't want to get too close if I can help it. And then the D, and then the G, D, like 1 4 1. A no chord, that's my favorite. Be quiet. And then the F sharp minor. Well, in the F sharp minor 7 is you take an F sharp minor triad, add a 7th, and that's it. Because if it were just a regular F sharp 7, that would be a major triad. But they want this, and so they'll go do the F sharp in the left hand. I can do whatever in the right. Just stay with these notes. Or here, I could come up here. Whichever, and then the second line we have a B minor 7th. Well, again, the left hand's going to play the B, and a B minor is minor triad 7, so it's here. And then an E7, well, now that's a major triad here, so I can do that. And then the A again, like we were sort of toward the beginning, maybe a little, I don't know. And then they want a D chord with an A on the bottom. Well, a D chord is this, so I'm just going to stay there. No chord again, and then a D chord, and then an A minor chord with, again, A minor, with they want the C on the bottom, or down here. I don't know what C I'm using. I could do that one, I suppose. But A minor, put the C on the bottom. And then the B7, now that's a major triad there, with a B on the here. E minor, here. put the E on the bottom, and the right hand, again, can be any inversion. It's the right. And then a G chord with a D on the bottom. G chord is that. D on the bottom, well, that's this. And then a C7 chord, well, that's a C7. Remember, it's a C major and a minor. You got to have a B flat in there. And then a D with an A on the bottom. A B minor chord, just a regular B minor chord. There's no seventh there. And then we get the A7. You gotta have the seventh included or it's not an A7, it's just an A minor. And then a D, like we were at the beginning. G. Okay, so as long as we know what the chords are, and then I would write them out. Maybe just as block chords, just write out the chord. And then you just add their pattern is D. No chord and an F sharp minor. F sharp minor remembers that. That's a whole measure and a B minor. If you get confused, go back to just basically like in the first, up at the top, the second full measure, where they're not giving you anything there. The chords, it's a D chord. Just put in a D chord and the name of the chord is what the left hand is playing. And then the A7 chord, just put in an A7. The left hand plays the A, and then the D again, like that at the beginning, and then the G. So just go through slowly and figure out each chord, and then I recommend writing it in at least a block chord. You may not need to write in, all the eighth notes and everything because you know what the pattern is going to be. So yeah, just do the chord. It looks like every time they have a half note in a phrase, at the end of a phrase, a half note in the melody, they're doing a block chord in the left hand. You can keep that up throughout too. Anyway, if you have any questions, be sure and ask the teacher. That's fine.